Welcome to the second installment of After the Adventure. Today we're going to be talking about France.
From Venice Beach. Dun, dun, dun.
I told you last time that we'd be doing this from Los Angeles, so I won a bet, so now I get $200 from Marcella. So, I'll have Marcella start off. We're just going to be talking about our experience in France, favorite things, that kind of dealio.
So, kind of how France came about was we had some family that moved there, and they said, come out and see us, and we said, okay. So we flew into Paris, and that's where we had just a quick day to kind of jam-pack Paris. And then my mom and her husband stayed in Paris while we went to Nice, and those are the videos you saw. And we had a fabulous time. It was crazy, it was jam-packed, it was busy, we were exhausted. But culturally, it was definitely a different experience for us. And I think that's what I like the most, is kind of being in a place that's so different from what you're used to. That challenge is really cool, and I had a great time.
I think my favorite part was most definitely Paris, just because it was so much different. Where Nice, it kind of looks like here, actually. It reminded me a lot of Venice Beach, where we are right now. And so there's just a lot of palm trees, a lot of really beautiful beach buildings, and then the beach. And then it's weird because Nice was kind of like the child of Paris and Venice Beach. It was like a combination. So Paris was just a lot of historical buildings and stuff like that. And that's why I liked it a lot. I didn't need to go anywhere. I think just standing outside that first day, just standing outside and looking at the buildings was probably the most fun I had altogether. Just every day, just looking at the different buildings, opposed to like going somewhere very specific. But Nice was amazing.
I loved Nice and how laid back it was and how different it was than Paris. In Paris, I felt very confined and like claustrophobic with people and like not even the space. But I did appreciate Paris, and it was a lot of fun. But the history in Nice and the history in Monaco and all the different places we saw on the coast was pretty incredible. But it's also really interesting being very racially ambiguous in a foreign country. I had a lot of people come up to me speaking Spanish. I had a lot of people coming up to me speaking Italian, thinking that I was either Spanish or Italian, which I'm not. I mean, I'm a little Italian, but I don't know Italian. So it was kind of interesting, and the other black people we saw were African, not African American, and that like divide or that contrast was really interesting because I felt like nobody knew what I was or what I was doing or what I spoke, and I thought it was interesting to see people's reactions. It was a lot of fun, but it was also like a reality check for me. It was kind of, I always laughed because people didn't know what to initially speak to me, and then they realized I was American, and that was, I feel like, was more important to anybody else than the color of my skin, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was something I noticed too. Is all you have to do for people to know that you're not from a country is look very confused, and they will immediately know how helpless an American you are. But we tried food in Nice. That was cool.
Lots of food.
Yeah. I had frog, which was cool.
It was a chicken wing.
It tasted like chicken, but was that all I tried? Oh no. Foie gras.
Foie gras.
I can't speak French. It just doesn't work. But yeah, that was interesting. If you've ever wondered what that tastes like, it tastes like cheese, like mushy. It's like meat cheese. It's really difficult to think about without like feeling gross. It's just because like it tasted great. It just looked and just I don't know. I don't get it. I can just eat some cheese. But the thing is, if you think about it, most of the things we eat are pretty disgusting anyway when you actually think about them. So it wasn't very difficult for me to try it because I was like, well, cheese is pretty gross too. So.
But also, for the record, Stevie is one of the pickiest eaters I know. I'm gonna pause.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's a nice one.
Okay. There's a helicopter. But Stevie is one of the pickiest eaters that I know, and it takes a lot of persuasion for him to try things. So it was really cool to see him dive in and try stuff like on his own in France. I think overall we had a really great time. Definitely can't wait to go back if we do get the opportunity to. So,
Although I would like to explore more of Europe, like for sure, just because it's expensive to get there. So I'd like to do a fun little thing. After semester at sea, we stop in Germany, so we'll probably weave our way through Europe. But yeah, I really loved, especially Monaco is probably my favorite day, just because we were like exploring and had no idea what we were doing. But yeah, France, fantastic experience. But now we're here back in beautiful Los Angeles, our hometown. So
it's beautiful.
yeah, prepare for videos of this. So that, I guess, is all for France, I think. Let's see if
Fun fact, it is May 15th.
it's May
18th?
18th.
It's May 18th, and we just came back from California, to California from Colorado, and we got text messages this morning saying that Colorado got a snow day up at CSU, and I thought that was very entertaining that there's a snow. All year, we've been waiting for snow days. We're back in LA on the beach, and we get a snow day in May. Very entertaining.
I don't really care as long as we're home, to be honest. So
We've gotten like 3 snow days in the past like 10 years.
whatever. You'll see in another week that we got into quite a predicament on the way home. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you next time.